What's up? It's been a while since I did my last update, so I figured I'd do one today. First off, we're going to start off with some Blasphemy, Blood Upon the Altar, 1989 demo. Next up, we got some Surth and Goal, 1978 demo, also known as the Orange Album. My friend showed me this one. Very glad he did as well. This one's numbered. I feel like opening it up though, only got one hand here. Dr. Shrinker, Wedding the Grotesque, their 1989 demo, some killer death metal from US. Recent reissue right here. I got the US version. Next up we got some Exodus, Die by His Hand. Killer boot right here. Next up we got Flames of Hell, Fire and Steel. Very mysterious Icelandic band. This one was originally released in 1987. Of course, this is a boot, never got reissued again officially, I don't think. Next up, we got some Hyrax, 1984 demo before Tom Warrior designed their logo. Next up, we got some Impetigo, Ultimo Mundo, Cannibali, and Horror of the Zombies. Two very killer gore grind releases. Next up we got some Insanity, the 1985 demo. Central one right here. I got this one side by Dave Grohl, the original guitarist, on the inside of the J card. Next up we got some Massacre, the Second Coming. Got this one signed by Cam Lee and Rick Ross. I met them both in 2019 at Will's Pub in Orlando. Very killer show. Next up we got some Master, their 1985 demo. Bought this one directly from Paul Speckman and he signed it for me. Central stuff. This one's got a song named Terrorizer on there, which is where the band Terrorizer got their name from. Next up we got Messiah, their 1985 demo, Power Trash. Central right here. Recent reissue, limited to 100. Next up we got some Nasty Savage, Florida band, Wage of Mayhem demo from 1984. I recently went to go see them back in April at the Brass Mug in Tampa. Nasty Ronnie smashed some TVs on stage as usual. I got a piece of one right here. Very killer show. Next up we got some Necrophagia with their Power Through Darkness demos from the 80s. Limited to 50 copies right here, very killer stuff. Next up we got some Nukdamaran, the Singapore band from the 80s. The very first one to release a demo, I think, from Singapore as well, from 1988, the Unexpected demo. And this also has the promo demo from 1990 on it. My friend showed me this one. Next up we got some Pentagram, collection of the 1970s material. First days here is like more studio recordings, and this one's like a collection of demos and rehearsals. Very essential stuff. It's the early days of Pentagram. Next up we got some Raging Death, originally released as an LP in 1987, a compilation with like Ravage, Pre-Atheist on it, and Executioner, Pre-Obituary. It's also got Sadist and Lethal Presence, a bunch of killer bands on here. This J card like folds out into like a full picture of this, which is really killer. Next up we got some Ripping Corpse with their Dreaming with the Dead album. I guess one of the members on this album is in another band, and my friend went to go see that band, and he bought this tape at the show, and he doesn't listen to cassettes though, so he ended up giving this to me. Next up we got some Sabat, their self-titled very first EP from 1985. Only 2 songs on it, but you gotta play them over and over again. Next up we got some Thanatos, their 1980s demos. Right here is the very first demo, Speed Kills. Just a dub, but man, so fucking happy to have it. Next up we got Thanatos Rebirth, this original one right here. It says their second demo, but really they recorded a few other ones in between it. They did a replacement demo for this one. Next up we got compilation of some punk bands, Gas Mask, Coward, and Freedom. Some Japanese hardcore punk. Next up we got some Necromantia with their promo demo from 1990. Very killer Greek black metal. Next up we got Obscurity with their 2 demos from the 80s. 1986 demo, Ovations to Death. The 1987 demo, Damnation's Pride. One of the very first Swedish extreme bands right here. Next up we got Carnage, their Infestation of Evil. Another promotion tape from 1990. Or 89. Very killer shit. Next up we got Hell Preacher with the Resurrection demo from 1986. Just a dub with very killer stuff. Next up we got Regurgitation, Organic Backwash, 1986 demo. Very killer early grindcore death metal stuff from 1986. Next up we got Savage Death, another dub right here, Mass Genocide. 1985 demo, one of the very first death metal bands, some pioneers right here from the US. Next up we got Tormentor, Pre-Creator, End of the World demo. Another dub right here, but of course had to have it. Excruciation, Fourth Apocalyptic Rider demo from 1985. This one's like limited to 30 copies or something like that. Killer Swiss death metal. Next up, Repulsion, Slaughter the Innocent. Another dub, but very killer sound indeed. Needs no introduction. Tormentor, Anno Domini, 1989, another dub. Very killer Hungarian black metal. Master's Hammer, Jeliminiki Okultka, I think that's how you pronounce it. Their 1991 demo. Pretty much same tracks as on the album of the same name. Vader, Necroless demo. Very killer Polish death metal from 1989. And last but not least, got this fucking huge box set of Nuclear Death, featuring some posters right here. This booklet featuring info and stuff about the band, etc., you know. Another poster. Sympatigo on there. Some photos of the band, of course. And of course, we got some cassettes too, starting off with their demo from 1980s and their albums from the 1990s. Also got more demos from the 1980s underneath that. And underneath these is just a patch. Very awesome patch. Nuclear Death. And that's about all I got to share today. Hope you enjoyed my collection. Until the next one, peace out.